Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and hello to all of my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty. Get out that patty, scorching hot, boiling tea. If you like it cold, just hold the ICE, because our politics are a very hot mess right now. Yes, they are. They are having fun and bragging about taking black people and, oh, people of color's right to vote. Yeah. Now some people of color are just like, oh, oops, we thought we were one of the colonizers. Oops. I was like, oh, and this only hurts if I'm talking about you. If you took offense, then I'm talking about you. But if you didn't, then you know you're not one of those. You know. But yeah, remember back, like, cause yeah, before I get into it, because this is like, Mother's Day related, but yeah, I'm gonna be a little petty because a lot of people of color now are so shocked with all the gerrymandering and how it's also going to affect them. Dearborn. hmm Dearborn. I mean, there's a lot of other cities and locations and places too, but it's just really interesting how some groups of people of color, not all, like I said, you're only taking offense if I'm talking about you, but some of them, they kind of enjoyed, they wanted black people to suffer, and they a lot of them still blame African Americans for some of the sufferings and the terrible things that's going on with us, even though the schools, so many schools have not taught or done a thorough or good enough job about our history. And before I go to the Mother's Day, like, I still will never forget when during COVID, we were talking about Black Lives Matter, and I was talking about history and how in a lot of schools, especially predominantly colonizer white schools or just white schools, period, they don't teach that much of African American history. And this colonizing no good white girl who I blocked her on Facebook so quick because that she wanted to act fake, brand new, stupid, idiotic, like, but she was just an ignorant, poorly educated anyway. She was just like, oh, so you think you've learned more? You think you know more than I do about African American history? It's just like, girl, sit down. And so whenever I would be like, oh, so do you know about this? And like immediately she was like, yes, yes. And I was like, oh, and I'm like, okay, so you know about the drowned cities all around the U.S. and the massacres, and also the special candy thing that happened with the FBI and the government and them putting them inside the inner cities and things like that, and basically just starting amok with that. And it's like, how much do you really know about Jim Crow? And do you actually know who Jim Crow was and why they ended up calling it Jim Crow? And it's like with a lot of these MAGA people wanting to outlaw giving food to the voters. Do you know the history of giving food to the voters? And then even with the Crown Act, do you know the history of African American hair and how they thought that they, like, African Americans fought for that right back in the 60s, 70s and everything like that, but they didn't realize that they had to expand on the law and things. And there's so many other things, even, oh, the history of tipping in America, and even the creation of the police department, and also how the Republicans and Democrats started versus how they are today, and the racism that crept in, especially when it comes to the white and black churches, and why, like, the churches are one of the most segregated things in the Americas or even around the world and everything like that. It's like, oh, you already know all about that. And she just kept saying, yeah, we all know. It's like we're all taught this. Like, I don't know what school class in at our school you went to. They didn't cover this. Like, the one page on slavery in our history book, my teacher told us to turn the page. She told us to skip it. She made us watch Rosewood. Yeah, made us watch, and then we didn't even really talk about it. No. And then even English classes, like, the only times black people were a character were when they were slaves or the help. The only times. The only times. So, I don't know. It's just growing up is even with like around some like people of color, and it's like sometimes they would degrade or they would put down, or like some of them would even say you're not one of them, or they would be surprised that, wow, I can't believe you're not mixed, I can't believe you're. So I'll talk about this in another episode, but like it's just with everything going on right now and with what my ancestors fought for, and then me voting, and then so many people are like, why do you care about politics, why are you voting? That's not, oh, especially, oh, people of color men, and the amount of people of color men who told me that I'm dumb because I still think there's racism out here. But yeah, the 92% of black women told you so. 85% of black men, they did their thing or whatever, but so many black men kept telling me that I was stupid for voting. Like, and you'll see it in my Patreon. Don't let me forget about my Patreon. I have all of the evidence. So many black men. And so I partially, like, I mean, there's levels of who I place blame on for the nightmare that we're in. But for the amount of black men who told me that I'm stupid for voting, I'm stupid for caring about politics and things. Oh, there's a lot of white men who called me a bigot and a racist for not dating Republicans. Do you know how stupid they sound? They say I'm a racist or a bigot because I don't date Republicans. Mm. You shouldn't base it off politics. You should base it off loyalty. Okay, I want loyalty for my rights. Okay, if they don't care about my rights, they're not loyal to me. If they don't care about the fairness and that of my, if they don't care about my American dream, they are not loyal to me, boo boo. Okay? It's like so many, like, but then even like most of these men don't even know what loyalty means. Some of them think that loyalty means obey me, do as I say, agree with me. It's like cook and clean, make me a sandwich after I'm done with your body. That's what loyalty means to so many of these men. But then a lot of these men who want quote unquote loyalty will turn around and cheat on you in a minute, or break up with you for a younger version of you in a minute. In a minute. So, but okay. I'm sorry. I'm just, yeah. There's a lot on my mind lately. And also, I had some episodes ready. Like I had like 5 or 6 episodes, and I said I have to re-record 6 or 7 episodes because over the last few months, or even like majority of 2026, Canva has been an absolute nightmare. And so that's why I'm going to be looking at competitors and looking at other alternatives, because it's been to a point where I would put so much effort and information and everything, and next thing is like, we're not saving. Or at first it would save, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're not able to collect this information. Like, I'm and sometimes it's like I put in that info. So yeah, there's a part 2 with the whole Mr. No Heart dated me just to make his ex-wife jealous. There's a part 2. I'm gonna have to totally just redo like part 2, or even try to do the series again. So yeah, part 1 I think was yesterday. So yeah, part 2 I don't know when that's coming out, or I'm just gonna kind of just redo it, because I'll do it more general, because there's a lot of men who dated me just to make their exes jealous, especially like once they found out. Like, so a lot of black men only dated me because I had a degree, and they wanted to make their black girlfriends jealous of that. And some of them would be like, oh yeah, I got a white girl wannabe now. Yeah, or I got a light skin now, I got a yellow one, I got a red skin, I got like disgusting, disgusting. So yeah, I'm gonna start that one again. But yeah, just know, like, yes, my channel is as messy as my life, but with the messiness Canva is get like, nah, my life ain't like my life is not as messy as Canva right now. It's getting on my last nerve. So, yeah. Anyway. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And happy Mother's Day. Yeah. You guys already know I had an absolutely terrible relationship with my mother, so this is going to be kind of a relationship or an episode where if you just need to listen, and like if you're in the bed or on the couch, or if you're coming back from church or having brunch with friends and anybody but your mom and stuff like that, I understand. And like some people who mentally and physically just can't handle it today, I'm right there with you. So I just kind of wanted to give some ideas and suggestions of things that maybe you could do, even if not today, sometime this week, just to kind of, and for even the moms or the women who would be moms, but because of either a miscarriage or like or something that happened and stuff. There's yeah, so I'm here for all of the non-traditional Mother's Day people, because I know Mother's Day comes in all different shapes and forms. And if you adopted and or a foster mom, and like especially if you're a foster mom, but like the kids recently like moved on to a different home, and they're like, I know some might like, some people think that with foster moms are like, oh, okay, on to the next, or oh, okay, get like, no. I've met quite a few foster moms, and they remember and love, like they miss many of their children and stuff. So, and I say their children because like once you house and care and love, and oh, there's some bad foster, like don't get it twisted, but there are some that are more loving and giving than like your average. So I want to say especially thank you for those who have adopted and fostered, because so many people judge and or say that's not being and it's just like, oh, mm, by definition, yeah, like, and be quiet and shut up, because it's like with the kids in adoption, like who was allowed to adopt, who was allowed to foster. So many MAGA people, when they get interviewed about pro, like while holding pro life signs, oh, I have kids, I already have kids. Okay, so if you're saying that if you have kids that you don't need to adopt, but then like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren, I think it was Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert on stage on a mic, both of them judged adopted, like, yeah, but one of them specifically was like, that's not being a mother, that's not a real mother. But it's like, but now listen to Marjorie now when she talks about her son. Oh, the president said that it's my fault for the elimination threats, and she's like, and yeah, no child should ever, nobody should, like, yeah, nobody, period. But Republicans never care when it's Democrats getting all the threats. When AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and all of them, and the, just like the crew, like, yeah, the crew back in the day, yeah, before, who like paid millions and stuff to get them out, yeah, because Stacey Abrams and stuff, too, yeah, the crew I'm talking about. But I don't know, it's just, yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene was so like offended. And it's like, how do you think Democrats feel? How do you think the Democrat parents feel? How do you think, like, now like, and seeing, this is why it's funny how MAGAs don't have empathy. It's like they don't care until it happens to them. Because even with health insurance, Marjorie didn't care until it affected her children. Until it affected her children. There are millions of people around the world. And oh, even today, there are MAGA people. I believe even RFK Jr., like, there's one of them who they just showed how poorly educated, ignorant, naive, just imbecile, they were, because they were like, there are millions of people doing fraud, disability fraud all around the world. And now they want to take rights away and or government assistance away from people with disabilities, charge them rent in the like they don't get that much to begin with. They don't. It's like, can like with people with disabilities, can you stop accusing us of fraud? I know I get stares and like you don't look like you have a disability. You don't look like there's anything wrong. You don't like okay. Sh- mm. Oh, especially the Christian community. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna talk more about church trauma with that. Yeah, but to all of the moms with children with disabilities, virtual hugs. It's like thank you for your patience and like well I hope, or yeah, I'm going to say, I hope you have patience and care and empathy and compassion and love and understanding for your child. I didn't get that. And so I'm saying to all of the moms who still have kids with disabilities, before they are adults, please try to show some of those, if not all, some of those. Because if you don't get a phone call later in life, or it's like especially for those with disabilities who are able enough to be independent, if you don't get calls, that might be a hint of not giving from your heart. And yeah, so but if this is a hard day for you, here are some things you can do throughout the week or even throughout the year, because like some people say every day is Mother Day, and like just like every day is African American month. Yeah, it is for me. I learned a lot. But here are just some ideas that you could do. Because okay, one of them, like remember I'm like a big Disney person, so I'm gonna give a couple Disney examples. But then also, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can think of any good anime ones offhand. But because now I thought of a pretty decent one for Father's Day. But watch one of your favorite movies that relate to family or family relations and things like that. And I mean, there's so many. And especially like with Mother's Day, that maybe focus on mothers, moms. And if you can find like, okay, no, it might be traumatizing for some of you if you try to find one like your, because some of you guys might be like, oh crap. No, there's that one movie with Mariah Carey. No, Passion. No, no, Precious. Yeah. No, I can't. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, because yeah, when I think about what I went through, I think of yeah. I can never, no, no. Mm-mm. But some of my favorite ones when I was younger, like even as an adult, I love watching Meet the Robinsons. That is like point blank one of my absolute favorite Disney movies that never got enough credit, and based off a book too. Yeah. I kept thinking like, oh, I want to get the book, but I never did. But yeah, I like even especially around my surgery, I watched it quite a few times. And oh, let's see, Coco. Oh my gosh, I love the music in Coco, and like the family relations and the misunderstandings, miscommunications, and stuff like that. How things were your fault, but not your fault all at the same time. And because of being powerless and stuff. So, yeah, that would be one that I would recommend, especially if you're in like a music kind of groove. And Adoptive Hercules and Tarzan. Yeah, those are two that are really good, if not even for the plot or music, just both of them being brought up by those who are not like them or not their original parents. So those were good. And then Princess and the Frog, because like the relationship with Tiana and her mother, absolutely wonderful and beautiful. And it's like her mom was just like, go on and get married. I was like, I want grandchildren. So it's like a lot, like as young women, like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But those are a few examples. There's so many, I mean, different types of relationships that are in so many of the types of plots of the book, or even it's not the main plots, but it's in there. Because even with Mary Poppins, there are some kids who grew up with nannies. So Mary Poppins might be because like you probably know your nannies or like the people who took care of you better than you do your own parents. You saw the nannies more, or only saw your parents like when it was time for vacations, yay. But even then your nannies came with you and stuff, or babysitters. So yeah, even yeah, Mary Poppins would be a really good one to watch. So but yeah, either way, it's like, so that's one. But what's a favorite activity you love to do? Because if you had a good like a good relationship with your mom and she passed away or something happened, it's like maybe do one of her favorite activities in dedication. And but if you didn't have a good relation, do something that she hated that you did. Mm-hmm. If it was even playing the drums, or for me, it was like writing poetry or my stories. She hated that. If you've been listening, you already know. But yeah, you have a lot of catching up to do. So, so go catch up. But yeah, if there's a hobby that she tried to tear you down at and put you down, or say that you shouldn't be doing that, or that's not ladylike, or that's not for black girls, or like your demographic, or any like thing like that, or if you're a boy and like, I mean, even if it's like dancing, ballet, or just like something that is stereotypical for women, or like, oh, if it's fashion, I would say get the best outfit you got in that closet. Go like call up some of your favorite best friends, go to brunch and slay. Okay? Slay all day. So yes. It's like, so yeah, for my males as well. Because yeah, my channel's for the males. Because yes, I've only dated men, so then but yeah, when I tell my stories, oh trust me, I know there are some women like that too. So but yeah, just know, you know, I understand my men. I understand. I'm with you. Okay? Okay. And let's see. Yeah, so like the activities, the movies. Oh yeah, because even with activities, if you want to do something brand new, something that would energize you, and some of this might be for those who are in depression because of the miscarriage, or like if you were a foster mom, but then they came and picked up the kids recently. I can only understand. So try either a new hobby or go to a movie, but maybe a movie that doesn't relate with having like it can, but make sure it's something that your heart can handle right now. And also, like, if you did have a good relationship with your mom, play some of her favorite music while you're cleaning or doing whatever. You can be laying on the couch or in the bed. Listen to some of her favorite music. And oh, even back to the TV one. Like, if she loved Lifetime or Home and Garden, oh yeah, those are two of the like episodes, like channels that my mom loved. Home and Garden, and I think she's might be the reason why. Like, I mean, I love gardening for totally different reasons, but I think the gardening might have come from her. Yeah, but I didn't start. It's like yeah, it's like complicated. But anyway, but even if like if you want to try axe throwing, yeah. So it's like okay, yeah. So what like there's so many different channels and different things, but it's like if she had a favorite channel or even a favorite book, if you want to like even listen to the audio version of that book, that can be something therapeutic and stuff. And because yeah, or but yeah, with my mom, one of her favorite movies was Driving Miss Daisy. I remember that entire movie almost scene by scene. I've seen that movie so many times. Whenever there are some moments, sometimes when I see green beans or green peas or whatever, yeah, I think of that one scene. If you know about Driving Miss Daisy, you know what scene I'm talking about. Yeah. But okay. If you if if you had a miscarriage or something, like, one, I just want to say I'm so sorry and give you hugs and tell you that it's going to be okay. It's not going to it's not going to be easy, and there's going to be anniversaries in years, or even like 20 or 21 years from now, you're going to be like, wow, my kid would be, I would probably be going and getting like our first cocktail together, going to brunch and getting like, you know, just chatting up and getting a nice adult beverage with them, cracking jokes and talking. And it's like, and oh, this year, or back, like, take it back, like they would be graduating high school this year. I wonder what career, I wonder what major they would have wanted to choose. I wonder what college they would have chosen. So, yeah. So to all of you, I just want to say it's well, I know it's not okay in some ways, but it will be okay, cuz you're now, like, I don't know if you are Christian or not Christian and things like that. Like, it's like, try to live the life that your child would hope for you, love for you, cherish for you. Okay. I hope that comes out about, like, cuz I'm trying to be as open as possible. And for a lot of us who have been to a point where we don't want to call our moms, or yeah, mine's in heaven, so yeah, good luck with that. But there are some where there's not good memories. You wake up, you're like, oh, it's Mother's Day. Anyways, next. I understand. I understand. So, if you just want to treat it like any other day, you have that right. Yeah, you can treat it like some atheists treat Christmas. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I said mm-hmm. And you can treat it like, even he's like, yeah, mm-hmm. Some people treat, yeah, mm-hmm. Do whatever you want. See, you have that freedom, you have that right. You don't have to fit in like everybody else. You don't have to make the memories like everyone else. If you just for mentally, if you just want to treat it like, hey, do you, boo. If you have a journal, if you maybe a journal, like even like one on the computer. Oh well, yeah. Be careful with the one on the computer, because some people might like at like, yeah, yeah. But you could type out your emotions, or even write a poem, or write a story, or just something to vent. If you want to scream in a pillow, if you want to scream in a pillow, girl, boy, girl, boy, do, yeah, all of it, all of it. If cooking, or like, yeah, but basically, make the day the type of day where it will help you mentally in some way. If you are hurt, it's like, if you have the mental band-aids on just to help you carry on, if you still need those band-aids on, you keep them on. If you're strong enough to rip those band-aids off, baby boo boo, yeah, do. But make sure you know that you are wonderful, you are special, you're amazing. And if this is a difficult time, take it 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year at a time. Time goes by fast, so be careful. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.